Welcome back to Old Studio Car, the channel where we explore history, strategy, and the power struggles that shape our world. Today we are going to dive into one of the most debated questions of our time. If the United States of America and China ever went to war, who would win? This question is not just about soldiers and weapons. It is about technology, economics, geography, and the ability to influence the world. These two nations are not only military powers, they are symbols of two very different paths that define the 21st century. The United States is often seen as the strongest military force in human history. With a defense budget of more than $800 billion a year, it outspends every other country combined. The U.S. military has over 1 million active soldiers, nuclear-powered aircraft carriers that patrol the oceans, stealth bombers that can strike anywhere in the world, and fifth-generation fighter jets like the F-35. In addition to its equipment, America has something that no other nation can match: a global presence. With hundreds of bases spread across dozens of countries, it can project power across the globe in a way that no other nation can rival. China, however, has been rising rapidly. Its military, known as the People's Liberation Army, has more than 2 million active personnel, making it the largest standing army in the world. Over the past 2 decades, China has poured resources into modernization, producing stealth fighters, hypersonic missiles, and an expanding navy that is now the largest in the world by number of ships. China has built artificial islands in the South China Sea, fortified with missile systems, creating strongholds right in the middle of one of the world's busiest waterways. While China does not yet have America's global reach, it is becoming the dominant power in Asia, and that regional strength could make it a dangerous opponent. When nuclear weapons are considered, the picture grows darker. The United States has more than 5,000 nuclear warheads, with hundreds ready to launch at a moment's notice. China has far fewer, only a few hundred by most estimates, but it is expanding its nuclear arsenal quickly. Both countries possess the ability to strike back even after a nuclear attack, a concept known as second strike capability. That means even if one side were to launch a surprise nuclear strike, the other could still retaliate with devastating force. In such a scenario, victory becomes meaningless. A nuclear war between the United States and China would not only destroy both nations but could end civilization as we know it. Economics is another front where the battle could be fought. The United States has the world's largest economy, valued at more than $25 trillion. The dollar is the world's reserve currency, and American companies dominate technology, finance, and aerospace industries. China, with an economy worth more than $18 trillion, is the world's factory. From electronics to steel to everyday consumer goods, Chinese manufacturing powers the global market. In a prolonged conflict, America could leverage its financial dominance and alliances, while China could use its control over manufacturing and rare earth minerals that are essential for advanced technology. The reality is that their economies are deeply connected, and a war between them would devastate global trade and trigger an economic depression that would hurt every country on Earth. Technology may prove just as decisive as guns or missiles. The United States leads in advanced military technology, from stealth bombers and drones to space-based systems. But China is catching up quickly, challenging American supremacy in artificial intelligence, 5G, communications, and even quantum computing. In cyber warfare, China has already been accused of carrying out large-scale hacking operations against U.S. government agencies and corporations. A modern war might not start with missiles but with computer code. Power grids could go dark, banking systems could collapse, and communication networks could be disrupted, all without a single shot being fired. Geography also plays an important role. The United States is protected by the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, making direct invasion nearly impossible. It also has powerful allies across Asia and Europe, including Japan, South Korea, Australia, and the NATO alliance. China is more geographically vulnerable, surrounded by rival nations such as India, Vietnam, and Japan, and closely watched by American bases in the Pacific. The most likely flashpoint for a war would be Taiwan, the island that China views as part of its territory and the United States sees as a vital partner. Control of Taiwan would shape the balance of power in the Pacific for generations to come. In any war, alliances are crucial. Here, America holds a decisive advantage. Its web of allies across the world means that it would likely never fight China alone. China's alliances are weaker. Its partnership with Russia is significant but not absolute, and many nations that depend on Chinese trade might hesitate to join an actual shooting war. This imbalance in global support could heavily influence the outcome of any conflict. But at the heart of this debate lies the human factor. The United States military is a volunteer force, highly trained and experienced after decades of combat operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Chinese military is large and disciplined, but it has not fought a major war in modern times. The outcome of any prolonged conflict would depend not just on machines and money, but on the willpower, morale, and leadership of people on both sides. So who would win if the United States and China went to war? The truth is that no one would. The United States has the edge in technology, global alliances, and nuclear power. China holds advantages in manpower, manufacturing, and regional dominance. But a full-scale conflict would devastate both nations and plunge the entire world into chaos. The real contest between America and China is not about bombs and battleships. It is about trade, technology, and influence. It is about who shapes the future of the world without destroying it in the process. Thank you for watching Old Studio Car. If you enjoyed this exploration of one of the most important rivalries of our time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell us in the comments who you think has the upper hand in this struggle. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and remember that understanding the present helps us shape a safer future.